السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. Hello everyone, this is Liquidity Club by Ahmed Shawi. Today is Sunday, the 25th of August 2024. I'll be doing the weekly market review. Starting with the XY, here we have the weekly time frame chart. As you can see, price has broke down lower, took out the side liquidity over here, reached and closed below this weekly favorite gap, this candle's high and this candle's low, and also trade towards this sell side liquidity right there. And if you go to your charts, you can see that it did the low of this week's candle is below this low here. So going to next week, we might consolidate here. We have a lower target here at this sell side liquidity. We have the rejection block, and below these drawn liquidities, we have this favorite gap right there. Going to the daily time frame chart, as you can see here, we have on the daily time frame chart, we have a favorite gap that is just below or partially inside that favorite gap that we have reached into it as a means of drawn liquidity, this favorite gap right there. So it will be used as a means of resistance when price trades back there. We have a daily favorite gap here. I'm expecting price to trade up there, accumulate some orders here if it wants to trade down lower towards the sell side liquidity. Otherwise, we might just see consolidation and reversal to the upside. But for now, our targets are met, and this is the time to just reflect on what happened with this move from the moment we looked at this rejection block, the weekly rejection block here, price reacting from that rejection block and breaking down lower, respecting the favorite gaps, all through these moments that happened from that time, mid-June until now. We have to reflect upon this move that happened, this swing, and we'll be assessing any mistakes that happened and correcting them, and going to the future, eliminating those mistakes that happened during this swing. So with the future, you'll be eliminating more mistakes, which will lead to better win rate in the long run. So from here, price, as I mentioned, can consolidate or run up higher. My targets are met. So now I'm looking for more intel from price to tell me to pretty much to tell me where it's tipping its hand towards. Is it the sell program, a continuation, or is it a consolidation? Is it a reversal and starting a buy program? So this is why I need more intel from price to discern and pretty much identify what is the most probable program that is yet to start. So that is going to be pretty much it for DXY. Going to ES, here I'm viewing the continuous contract and I'm viewing the weekly time frame chart. As you can see, ES has, after it has taken out the sell side liquidity right there, it has started trading up higher. We have this favorite gap between this candle is high, this candle is low, and we have the consequence of that favorite gap. I'm expecting price to retrace back towards it. How we trade inside this favorite gap will decide whether we will be continuing to the upside, taking out the buy side liquidity, or just pretty much reversing and pretty much considering this and utilizing it as an inversion favorite gap. Going to the daily time frame chart, as you can see, we have a fair value gap here. So price has run up higher, took out the buy side liquidity here, buy side liquidity here, reached to this bearish order block here, and then consolidated. If it wants to run up higher towards this buy side liquidity, we have pretty much formation of sell side liquidity here, and we have a fair value gap. Price would trade down lower, take out the sell side liquidity here, and pretty much overshoot towards that fair value gap, and then reverse to start trading up higher. So consolidation, which is accumulation, manipulation to the downside, taking out the sell side liquidity and reaching to this fair value gap, that's manipulation, and then distribution to the upside to the buy side liquidity. That is if we trade and we react pretty much, we respect that fair value gap and pretty much the weekly fair value gap. Otherwise, if we close on daily basis below this daily fair value gap, we're likely to see a continuation to the downside, reaching to this fair value gap here and pretty much lower prices. So that is going to be pretty much it for ES. Going to NQ, here I'm viewing the continuous contract and I'm viewing the weekly time frame chart. The same thing is yet to be mentioned for NQ. We have traded up higher, favorite gap. This candle is high, this candle is low. We took out the sell side liquidity, by the way. You can see, and you can go to your charts, by the way, and you can check it out. The low of this week's candle is below the sell side liquidity right there. Going to the daily time frame chart, as you can see, it traded up higher, took out this buy side liquidity. and pretty much consolidated here. Consolidation. It's the usual fingerprint of the market to print a consolidation after it takes out a buy side or sell side liquidity. So it's consolidated here. I'll be expecting it to trade down lower. You have a favoring gap here. It candled high, it's candled low. Take some orders here, and potentially, if we respect this favoring gap, daily favoring gap, we might most likely run up higher towards the buy side liquidity. Otherwise, we'll just be trading down lower, treating this as inversion favoring gap as means of resistance once we trade and close below it. So that is going to be pretty much it for NQ. Going to Euro USD, also known as the fiber. Here I'm viewing the weekly time frame chart. As you can see, as means of corresponding to the XY, trading down, tanking down lower to the sell side liquidity. Euro USD and Pound USD short, you will be seeing that it has rallied up higher, reaching to buy side liquidity targets or down liquidity that have pretty much drew your attention towards in the previous weekly reviews. So we have taken out the buy side liquidity here. We have the higher buy side liquidity that we're looking at if it wants to continue in the buy program. We have this small fair value gap here that I've drew your attention towards that we might actually retrace towards it before running up high for the buy side liquidity. Going to the daily time frame chart, you can see after we took out the buy side liquidity, too much consolidation, running up high one more time. Consolidating here after buy side liquidity, we have a fair value gap. Price might run down lower towards this fair value gap, pretty much overshoot towards the fair value gap and bullish order block, and continue running up higher. This is a potential scenario that could happen in the market. Otherwise, it could just reverse after taking this major buy side liquidity, because smart money are going to be pretty much distributing their longs that they have accumulated all through this buy program. So they'll be distributing the orders, and they will be, if they want to start the sell program, they will be accumulating shorts from now above the highs. So that is going to be pretty much it for Euro USD, or also known as the fiber. Going to Pound USD, also known as the cable. Here I'm viewing the weekly time frame chart. As you can see, also the cable started rolling up higher, taking out the buy side liquidities. Buy side liquidity here and the buy side liquidity over here. We have a higher buy side liquidity that is not shown in the chart, but this is the number, this is the value of the price of the buy side liquidity. You can go to your charts and you can mark this level if you want to see it. It's pretty much back in the past, but it is a buy side liquidity that we're looking at. So we trade down lower, retracing fair value gap here. Pretty much the candles are respecting only the wicks here are doing the damage, but the bodies are pretty much respecting it, running up higher, taking out the buy side liquidity here, buy side liquidity here. Going to the daily time frame chart, as you can see, Monday we traded and closed above this fair value gap, daily fair value gap. Tuesday we were about to retrace down lower, treat it as support, but we didn't treat it as support and we just run it up higher, took out the buy side liquidity. From here on Pound USD, pretty much we can start seeing some consolidation. There's pretty much some favorite gap that price might retrace towards. I didn't draw any specific attention to any of these favorite gaps, but price is likely to have some retracement towards potentially this favorite gap here that has also a daily favorite gap that is an inversion favorite gap, and then we can see continuation to the upside or a reversal depending on what price does when it reaches to this favorite gap. Does it respect it, or it just disrespect it and tank down lower and close below it on daily basis? So this is all experience that I cannot give it to you through the weekly reviews. You have to be in front of the charts on daily basis, and you just have to assess on yourself by yourself the markets and whether it's likely to trade up higher or trade down lower. I'm just trying to show you the way on the weekly outlook, the higher time frame macro view, and from there you'll be looking. I'm trying to show you the specific levels or the areas, or not the areas, sorry, but the levels that are, they're very clear levels in the charts. It's not ambiguous, it's not unclear, it's very clear levels that I'm drawing your attention towards. And I want you to take these levels and pretty much put them on your charts and you work with them. I'm not going to be taking you from your hand and telling you when to buy and when to sell. I'm just trying to show you a way for you to actually Go in by yourself and start trading by yourself. So I really hope you found this one insightful. If you have any questions or if you want to go over any of the information, please don't hesitate to message me on Twitter or X or join our Discord server community. Link in the description below. I hope you found this one insightful. Until I talk to you next time, be safe. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.